paying for leads is worth it. You want to be able to pay for leads to come into your business. It definitely is worth it to test this welcome offer.
All right, what's up, my friends? It's Rick here, and we're going to be talking about how to reduce your ad costs by 40% or more. One of the biggest questions that I get, and QUÄY.jo, I know you get this question all the time.
Yep.
How do I lower my ad costs? And we're going to be talking about some, probably one of the, I don't want to say the best way, because there's always different ways you can do this, but we want to share this whole, let's get it right out of the way right now. Tripwire. This whole concept of tripwire, right? It's so negative.
Not the best. It's not the best name in the world. If you've listened on previous episodes, we kind of joke and let's rename this to welcome offer. We're not trying to trip people up. We're not trying to booby trap people. We're trying to give them a quicker win earlier on in their interaction with us as an online business owner, right?
Offer them a good experience when they come in. I literally have a visual when I think tripwire of the house that I grew up in. Like currently it's my mom's house, although when we are recording this on October 12th, it is currently under contract. Since my mom is in assisted living, we had to sell the house. So, but I think of that house. I think of the house I grew up in. I think of the back door into the it was like a side door, I should say. And when I think of tripwire, I think of a literal like metal tripwire coming to on the door, so that when you walk through the door, you trip. Like, this is not very kind.
It's nothing good. It's either that or it gets worse. In like the horror movies in the woods, there's always a tripwire, or in Hunger Games, it's just not, it's not good. It's never good. So welcome offer. For this episode, it's going to be a welcome offer.
However, the concept is good.
Yeah, the concept's great. And it solves the problem that a lot of online businesses have, right? Where they're paying for leads and they're just not making back their lead costs as quickly as they would like. Leads are valuable, but many people would love to reduce their lead costs by 40%.
Sure. And we're going to talk about it here today is like, because I've shared excuse me, I've shared a episode here previously. I don't remember when it was, a while back, talking about, who should and shouldn't do these types of offers. So we'll talk about that here today. But, one thing that we all love is examples, like an actual case study where you can see where in this instance here, where a welcome, what'd you call it? A welcome mat?
A welcome offer, welcome mat offer. We'll use both of them. Welcome offer.
So a welcome offer was used, and how well it converted, and how did you get it? How did somebody get it to that point, et cetera? And, you work with clients in your Facebook ads management business and your funnel fixing every single day that are doing these types of things. So you've got examples here that you're going to take us through today too.
Yeah, we have a really good example. But before we get to that example, shall we define what a tripwire is exactly?
Yeah, for sure. Because people get this mixed up with like a slow funnel.
Yeah.
Right. So why don't you
cool.
Yeah.
So for context, the tripwire is in a lead funnel. And so you're sending paid traffic to an opt-in page so they can get your free lead magnet, whatever that may be, to help them, right? And directly on the next page they visit, the thank you page, instead of just saying thank you, now go to your email and pick up the lead magnet link, download it, there is a offer right there on your thank you page. It's a low cost offer, and it improves, if they buy it, it improves their experience. They get the value that you're delivering in that offer. And people who purchase from you once are more likely to purchase from you again, provided that you do the right thing and have lots of good value packed into that offer. So that's what we're talking about when we say, well, formerly known as tripwire, now we're calling it a welcome offer. That's exactly what we're discussing.
It's awesome real estate, right? Because somebody has just opted in. They've given you their email and said, hey, I want whatever the lead magnet is. They're like, holy cow, I want this. They opt in for it. And then on the thank you page, you're saying whatever, either like, awesome, here, check your inbox, your lead mag, or whatever that they've just downloaded. Your PDF's on its way to your inbox. You can also click this link, download it, but then you also use that real estate, if you will, on that page to make this kind of offer. Now, in your with working with your clients, do you find a price that tends to work and convert better than another? I should say
Yeah,
price range.
price range. Yeah, I mean, strategically, you want the price to make what you're selling an absolute no-brainer. Like, of course I'll do that. And then conceptually, you're thinking of your welcome offer much like all those candy bars that are by the cash register in a supermarket, you know? It's you've done your grocery shopping, but dang it, that Butterfinger's right there. And it's so the last time I had one, it was wonderful. So I'm gonna get one and add it into the cart along with some gum, and that's kind of how it is. So the price range I would say would be under $10,
Under
not
$10, yeah.
lower than seven. Like if I was just to spit out a price range, $7 to $10. You don't want it to have it be two because what kind of value could somebody buy for $2? We've all been to the dollar store and we know
Mhm.
that like, well, actually, my in-laws won't listen to this, but they like to give our kids, like, things from the dollar store, and I think it's my sister-in-law, and
I
the
love how
toys
you're
they
whispering right now. How,
I
like,
know,
so,
right?
like, they can't hear. By the way, I'm
They're on
adding I'm adding, Milk Duds
Milk
to,
Duds.
because,
Tasty.
like, I don't know, we bought 3 bags of huge bags of Halloween candy. I bought them, like, last week because we have a Target literally across the street from us. And I was like, "Oh,
Target,
let's just get some candy and we'll start eating it now." Well, one of the
Target.
bags has Milk Duds, and Amy, my wife, loves Milk Duds, and I just never got into them.
Mhm.
But
Tasty.
holy cow, I've been snacking on them, and I told Amy yesterday, I was like, "I think these are my new favorite candy."
Those are
So
dangerous. Those are
that's my
dangerous.
welcome mat right right there.
I gotta take the bait and keep going on a tangent really quickly.
Just go for it.
One of the people who we coach or who you coach, who I assisted coached inside of Accelerator, um, back when Accelerator was running, she posted this onto her social media, which was if like I go into Target, like, is it possible to only get the one thing that I was going into Target for? And my comment was that that's a mission so impossible, Tom Cruise wouldn't accept it. And it's true. I
Oh,
can't go into Target without
yeah.
buying tons. So, yeah, we don't want to undersell, and if you sell something for like it's a tripwire offer for $2, even if you did pack a lot of value in there, somebody might wonder, "Really going to help me?" So 7 to 10
Yeah.
7 to
7
$10.
and also, what I think when I think of that, in addition to a lead magnet, I look at it as like a welcome offer as sort of the next step. So they've just downloaded, whatever it is that, this PDF or cheat sheet or video, whatever it is. Like the welcome offer, like this next offer that you're offering on the thank you page is sort of like the next logical step. And then from there, it's what is a it's sort of like the next logical step is your main offer. Or this is where you can start to do bump offers and stuff like that.
Before we get too fancy, it's
Before we get too
main
fancy.
offer.
Main
The
offer.
the the tripwire fills that sweet spot between your free offer and your tripwire is aligned with your main offer, and what's it good for? Well, of course, you can recoup some of your ad spend, and in this example coming up, we'll show you how one of my clients actually was lowering his lead cost by 40%. That's almost half, which, when you think about it, that's so good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
the other thing too, I think a lot of people think about on that thank you page when you're making this sort of offer is, what does this look like? Like, what does it look like on the page? Is it like this whole other sales page? What does it look like? And I'd love to hear what you see some of your clients doing. I know a lot of the tools, like the landing page tools, for example, will have these types of templates already done,
mhm.
where you just sort of fill in, the Mad Lib style where they have the sample text. You just fill that in for whatever it is that you're doing. And boom, you have this sort of thank you page slash welcome offer page, and it's done
Yeah.
and out the door. What kind of, you know, what kind of page setup, if you will, maybe not setup's the right word, but what are you seeing on in terms of these pages where it just makes it super easy to and a great experience on that page for this offer?
I'm seeing short and concise pages. That's what I'm encouraging too. But
Yeah.
this is not a sales page. It's a tripwire offer. You should be able to explain it super concisely, maybe 3 bullet points, Think we all know those little order bump offers that have like on the checkout page, tick this and it says a little box right there that tells you exactly what the order bump is and it's not very big at all. Think like that. How can you express the value concisely? Also, one thing I'm seeing that's working is the header at the top of the thank you page. Those big bold words up there, they're not closing the loop. And what loop when you opt in, you're kinda opening that loop, right? You're putting in your name and your email, and then that loop is closed, so to speak, when you hit the thank you page and it says, "Thank you," or "You're in," or "You've got it, go to your email." They don't have that wording there because when people see that, it's like automatically close the tab or, "Look, let's go back to cat videos on Instagram or Facebook." So, they're not closing the loop at the top of their page, and I like those 2 things together. Short page, not closing the loop.
That's a great point about not closing the loop. Or like, are you seeing any kind of copy or words that people tend to use that sort of keeps that loop open?
So what I've done during funnel fixings questions or sessions, I should say, sorry, is looked at pages and the ones that I've had to fix were the ones that said just thank you. And so what we've kind of settled on with some clients is thank you and problem or just now that you have the conceptually now that you have this, how do you get that? And so they're asking a question. Like when I say now that you have this, it's like now that you've gotten the lead magnet that delivers such and such result. And then I coach them to ask the question, well, what about this other issue? You know, if I download a lead magnet that tells me how to start a dog walking business, it's like the thank you page offer could start with, well, how do you keep all the dogs from not biting each other when you got 7 leashes out of one hand? Something like that. It starts with a
Mhm.
question and then it goes right into the offer.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is one of those things where hopefully, if you're going to do this sort of welcome mat offer, that you already have it, you already have it in your business. You've already created it.
Ideally.
Um, Ideally. Now, you might be listening right now and you're like, well, this is really cool. I want to try this, but I have no idea what to do. This is an example where you can use ChatGPT to help you come up with ideas for what this could be. And you tell it to act as, I don't know, off the top of my head, you're a world class email funnel, email marketing funnel strategist. People are opting into whatever the lead magnet is, and tell them, you can say what your offer is, describe your audience, and then you can say, I want you to come up with 10 different ideas that I could offer on the thank you page as a $9 offer. You know what I mean? Like it'll just give it detail. It'll give you all those um, ideas.
It really
So
is impressive.
let's talk about a couple of examples that you've seen with some of your clients.
Sure. Well, we got one example mainly, which is oh, you mean like lead magnet, like welcome offers.
Yeah.
So I've seen like a 3-part video series that
Hmm.
goes the next step following the lead magnet, In this case, the video series served to help somebody out more quickly. I've seen well, let's just dive into the main example. I know the listener's like, "How
Just
can
tell me
I
the example
just
already.
tell me how can I save up to 40% in my ad costs?" Like, let's
Let's
jump
break
there.
that down. Break that down.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's break that down. And I do want to add one thing before we get there, which is paying for leads is worth it. Like, if we kinda zoom out, you want to be able to pay for leads to come into your business. Like, if you can't arrive at, like, the holy grail of being able to get leads for free, that's okay, provided that your funnel inside of your business is healthy and it does a good job at converting your leads into sales, and you have like an earnings per lead that's much higher than what you're paying like for your cost per lead, it's okay. I just want to say that it's
Yeah.
okay if your leads aren't costing zero because of this miraculous tripwire.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there.
Yeah. So for
So
what is the what type of, and we're going to leave this sort of generic, to protect the anonymity of the client, but
mhm.
what type of business is it?
So this is a really cool one. The client teaches aspiring jazz artists how to get even better, and specifically how to improv well. It's a really cool concept.
Okay. And so they're sending people, so they're running ads
Mhm.
to, well, you're running, are you still
I'm
running
running
the
it.
ads for them? Yeah, I was going to say you're running the ads for
I'm
them
running it. Yep.
directly to a freebie, to a lead magnet.
Yep.
What is the lead magnet?
It's called Jazz Improv Made Easy. And if you are watching, we are actually opening the lead magnet up. We'll do our best to describe what we're seeing on this thank you page that actually, is doing 40%, is reducing lead cost by 40%. So that's a plug. If you are watching on the YouTube channel, you can see this. If you're not watching on the YouTube channel, start watching on the YouTube channel. The link is in the descriptions below.
So it's Jazz Improv Made Easy.
Yep.
And is it video? Is it what like, do you know what it is?
The medium is a PDF guide.
Medium, thank you.
Yeah.
PDF guide.
PDF
Okay, cool. And prior to having this welcome offer on the thank you page, their lead cost was $2.29.
Correct.
Okay. So even still, pretty good lead costs,
Hmm.
right? And what we're looking at, for those of you who are listening and not seeing this on the YouTube channel, we're looking at the landing page right now.
Yep.
And the headline says, "Discover our proven process for improvising jazz solos like a pro."
Hmm.
Sign up. And the sub headline is, "Sign up for free and start improvising your jazz solos in as little as 30 days."
Hmm.
Super strong headline and sub headline. There is a time-based promise with this. There's a sort of a graphic of the PDF. It's like a little booklet, and first name, email, and then the instrument. It asks for the instrument. It has a drop down. So those are the fields. Then it says, "Send me my free guide." And that is all above the fold, by the way.
Yep.
You go to that link and it's right there on the page. Super clean. I like it.
And
So
a very bright orangish button that, like, this call to action button is super clear.
yeah, can we just talk about that for 1 second?
Yeah, sure.
So
You could say, you
I,
could
I I have
yeah.
gotten on the soapbox so many times here on the podcast. You all, please, please, please make your calls to action buttons a different color on your landing pages, a different color than all the other colors. So I'm working with a client, right? I have a one-on-one coaching client right now. And yeah, I was showing you this before we hit record. I was like, dude, check this out. And I showed QUÄY.jo the landing page. So this person has a membership and they are running ads directly to the membership and doing extremely well, meaning add to sign up for the membership. And so, and they're in the middle of a promotion right now. So I have things that I want them to change in the ads. But right now, it's kind of an anomaly because the way that they've set the ads up is in terms of objective and what they're optimizing for is not what I would recommend at all. However, they're getting good results. So I was like, don't change anything right now except for spend more money.
Lest we
Anyway,
digress. Lest we digress.
yeah, we go to the landing page and I'm looking at it right now, actually. And I'm not laughing at the landing page, but I'm just laughing because I'm like, here it is. There is no call to action button above the fold. There is a lot of pink on the page. And as you do one scroll down, there's the call to action button where it says join for just X amount of dollars. And the button is pink. It's the exact same color as everything else on the page. And QUAY.jo actually said, well, I actually clicked on the wrong button because,
It was the
you know,
same. It looked the same.
it was the same. So anyway, I digress.
All right.
Please make your call to action button color different on that page. So $2.29 lead cost, really nice. Opt-in page, very clean. And then on the thank you page, for those of you who is this still the opt-in page that you're
This
showing on
is
the screen?
this is the opt-in page, and oh, I have to do window sharing magic. Please hold. Please talk, Rick, while
So
I put up the
so what we're
thank you.
looking at here, and I again, like if you're this can be very frustrating if you're listening. Definitely want you to go check it out when you get a second over on the YouTube channel. But there below the opt-in box on the top that we just took you through, they have a like a bonus opt-in. And so I'm very curious about how that is working out. Now, I know this. I used to work with this. I used to coach this person myself inside of Accelerator, and this person is very cash conscious. Even though they're doing extremely well in their business, I love this person so much. Very cash conscious. So you say like, all right, $2.29 for a cost per lead. Then they're like, well, I want to get this down. By the way, they have a membership. That's what their main offer is,
Mhm.
is the membership. And so this sort of PDF, improv tips and stuff like that is a natural first step. It's a great quote front door into the business and thus uh, into the membership.
Yep.
So now on the screen, we're looking at the thank you page after they opt in.
And here is a textbook example of not closing the loop. It says awesome in big red text. Well, their logo is at the top of the thank you page. And then in big red text, it says awesome. Your guide will arrive in your inbox in 10 minutes. And then it says, until then, here's something that has helped thousands of our students. And then we have another header underneath in black text with a question. Does improvising over jazz standards feel confusing and overwhelming? And then he goes into talking about the welcome offer.
Yeah, what the offer is, and
Yeah.
it's got a nice image there. And then as you scroll down there, it's like a mini sales page. When I say mini, like mini sales page, and then it talks about everything you get in it, all the
Yep.
contents in this playbook, if you will, and
Yep.
then like this is what it costs. Sign me up.
Sign me up. And it's a nice big red button, and it kind of has this animation where it gets bigger if you scroll over it. And it's just for $27. So we just went to say what we recommended, $7 to $10. But here's an example of something that's more expensive. So, like Rick has always said in previous episodes, and I definitely agree, you just have to test. You have to test. So, shall we talk stats really quick?
Yeah, and just one more point on that. This person has done a ton of testing.
Oh,
Everything
absolutely.
from headlines to offers, like which one works the best, to pricing, etc. So yeah, let's share some of the stats now that we understand what the lead magnet is, what this welcome offer is on the thank you page, the original cost per lead of $2.29. Now they have this welcome mat.
Yep. So, as far as stats go, on the opt-in page that we were looking at, this one right here with the very contrasting call to
Hmm.
action button, on the opt-in page, the opt-in rate was 35%, and that is just slightly above textbook. If you can get
Yeah,
30%
cold traffic.
opt-in rate, yeah, cold traffic, it's good, it's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
So, on the thank you page, now we're back to this welcome offer. 2.5% of people that landed on that thank you page purchased the welcome offer.
yep, cool.
Cool.
And I'm going to come
So,
back to that in just a second, but keep going.
all right. And so the next stat is, now this is where this funnel gets really interesting. if you click this big red button which says sign me up for the playbook for just $27, it takes you to, oops, not that one, this one right here.
So this is another sales page.
Oh my gosh, hold on. Nope. This is real time. I clicked on the wrong link and messed it
Okay.
up. Let's
But
go back to that link.
so
Click
let's keep going. And so basically there's a bump offer.
Yeah.
And is it on that checkout page right there?
Correct. So when you
Okay.
click on the welcome offer on the thank you page, it goes to a checkout page.
Yep.
And there's a bump page for $49. And the offer is add the entire jazz play along collection to the order. Should we review this, Rick? Because these really do align pretty well.
Well, yeah, for sure. Why don't we just recap what the lead magnet was, what that welcome offer was, and then this bump offer. And
So
just
the
to kind
lead
of
magnet, yeah.
just to clarify, that bump offer is on the checkout page. You've
Mhm.
all seen it. So
Yep.
when you're filling out your information, your name and address and your credit card number and all that stuff, there's that box that says, "Hey, do you want this? Also, here's the special price. Check the box if you want it."
Right. So the lead magnet is Jazz Improv Made Easy Fast Track Guide, the 3-step quick guide for playing amazing jazz solos without the overwhelm. Cool. On the
Yep.
thank you page, tripwire. Oh, see, I tripped myself up. The welcome offer
Yep.
is jazz standards.
Yep.
Another guide that helps you learn the 10 jazz standards, i.e., in layman's terms, the 10 most popular jazz songs. It teaches you those. Cool.
Yep.
Then you
For
click yes, I want
$27.
for $27.
Yep.
Then you click yes, I want the playbook. And we go to the checkout page, and the order bump offer is add the entire jazz play along collection to my order. So basically, it's 223 MP3 tracks that you can just access and begin to play along with it.
Yeah, and the little mini headline for this offer is need some backing tracks to help you start crushing it in the practice room.
Mhm.
So again, this is all relevant. Like they all line up.
Yep.
And if you notice, each one is building off of the other. So we went from free to $27 to $49.
Mhm.
And so for the welcome mat offer, 2.5% conversion on that. And then once people get to this checkout page, when they're like, "Oh yeah, I want that $27, for the standards," what's the conversion rate on this bump offer?
This is a 31% conversion rate. 31% of the people that 31% of the people that purchase this offer also get this bump offer.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so you don't happen to know what the average cart value is per opt-in, do you?
I have not prepared that stat. Rick, we're
I
always
should have
asking
asked you
the data.
for all the data. Yeah, I forgot to ask you for that one. So,
I might have it though in our spreadsheet.
okay, so just to recap again, the opt-in page conversion rate for the lead magnet, it's 35% cold
Mhm.
traffic. That's a really solid number. And then of those people who opt in on that thank you page where they are presented with that welcome offer, 2.5% conversion, which is pretty normal, and I can talk about that here in a second. Then the bump offer. So for people who take up that $27 offer, 31% is the conversion rate who also take the bump offer on the thank you page, or excuse me, on the checkout page. Now, go ahead.
Average order value is $38.79.
Amazing. So $38. And so before we come back to that, what did all of this reduce the cost per lead down to? We started with $2.29.
Yep, and it reduced the cost per lead down to $1.36.
Awesome.
40% cost reduction, which is huge, by the
Yeah.
way. Huge.
So
Let's keep going.
yeah,
Or
so
do you
greatly reducing that lead cost, a strong average cart value for people who opt in. What other
right?
stats you got?
So there's another offer because whether or not somebody purchases, or if they opt from the thank you page, if they say they don't want the purchase,
Hmm.
they get presented with I believe it's a $1 trial. It's a
Mm.
$7 trial, 7-day, $7 trial of the membership.
So it's a downsell basically.
It's a downsell. Yeah,
And what percentage of people who get here take this offer?
0.8%, so just under 1%.
So not a whole lot.
Mm-mm, nope. So
Um,
to recap,
yep.
because this there's so many offers. So to recap, thank you page has a $27 playbook, right? And the 15% of the people that get to the thank you page purchase the $27 playbook. Of the people that purchase the $27 playbook, now we're on the checkout page for the playbook, and there's an order bump for a jazz play along collection. So 31% of the people that get the playbook also get the order bump. Awesome. If somebody decides not to purchase the playbook, then the final thing that they see, or if they decide to purchase the playbook, the final thing that they see is a 7-day trial for the membership, which is here. It's 7 days, $7. And the stats on that are 0.8%, just under 1% of the people that make it to that final page end up starting the membership.
So not very high. That this page does not convert super high.
And that was the challenge, is how can we get the most people into the membership? But my gosh, reducing lead costs by almost 50%, and then relying on the email nurture sequence followed by a sales sequence to then introduce somebody fully to the membership and give them another chance. I mean, we talk about it,
Hmm.
but lifetime value of a member is going to be higher than a cost per lead. So as long as you're doing well within your funnel, your business is healthy.
But what, and I don't, I didn't ask you about this number before, so I don't know if you have it.
Don't ask me the number.
What does it cost to acquire a customer? Like a membership customer, not like average cart value or anything like that.
I'm
What does
not
it
going to
cost to acquire a membership?
I'm not
No.
going to be able to find that number quick enough within the
So
constraints of this episode.
so that's sort of like, and yes, I'm throwing these I'm
Yeah.
throwing these stats at QUAY.jo like on the spot. He didn't know I was going to ask because we're talking about this welcome mat offer and this how this funnel can work for you to reduce your ad costs.
Yeah.
My point in bringing that up is don't forget as you're running these ads to yes, to upfront to pay for your lead costs, then you're ultimately wanting to get them into your main offer. In this case here for this client, it's a membership. So you can look at, oh, it's costing me X amount of dollars to acquire a customer, and then I always feel so weird saying this, like the lifetime value, if you will, of that customer is X, and
Mhm.
so you're comparing the two.
Mhm. So in
So
closing,
yeah,
it definitely is worth it to test this welcome offer. It's okay to pay for leads. Make sure your business's funnel is healthy. Go ahead and try to have a welcome offer. Just be ready to test. We cannot under or overstate that. Test, 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 test. And if it's not working, that's okay. Disappointment's part of the journey. Just test. Like Rick always says, yeah, it's just numbers, right? Eventually, you'll find the right solution. It may not, probably won't, I should say, um, make you all of your ad spend back, but that's okay if your funnel is healthy. And I think that's where we'll stop.
sounds good. Hopefully,
All
this
right.
has given everybody a little, um, some inspiration, some ideas for what you could do in if you've got a lead magnet right now and you're running ads to it and you want to start reducing those ad costs. Hopefully, this is giving you some ideas on how to do that.
Yeah. hopefully it inspires you too to start and test. And if you want to take another step and end up getting expert eyes or opinions on your funnel, I do these funnel fixing strategy calls, and we can dive into the numbers, see where like the highest point of leverage is in your funnel,
Yeah.
and then start to see improvement. Just head down to the show notes below and book a call.
What's the link also to go to?
That link is QUÄY.jo.com. That's QUAYJO.com/funnel fix
QUÄY.jo. Yeah.
funnel.
QUÄYJO.com/funnel fix.
I'm actually typing it into my computer right now to make sure. /funnel-fix, funnel-fix. That's QUAYJO.com/funnel-fix.
You should have a pretty link also set up so that when people put QUÄYJO.com/funnel fix without the hyphen, it redirects to that page too.
I should. Fun fact, QUAYJO is not even how you spell my name. It just makes more sense phonetically, and I've come to use it in all my branding. Maybe I'll go ahead and clue you in, or clue the listener in, on another episode about my heritage and where my name came from. For now, thanks, Rick, for co-hosting this episode. It's been good.
Always fun.
All right. Take care, everyone.